Welcome everyone to VO and Stereo. Today we have another special guest. As always, I am your host, Jared Breshers, along with
Stephen Coghill.
today. I hope you like wine because we have the Merlot of VO, Heather Foster. Welcome.
Ta-da!
Oh my God.
So excited.
Right?
That's funny.
Thank you
But yeah,
so much for being here.
you're welcome. Thanks for asking me. I'm excited to be here.
That's
Pretty cool.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I do the intro and then I hand it over to Stephen because he's got the best starting questions. So,
Okay. Hit
Oh,
me.
yeah, that's me.
yeah, Stephen, that's you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm
Hit me.
on.
I'm ready.
Heather, so nice to have you on. Thank you for joining us as usual, as always. My first question to you is what I ask all my guests is start off with, where are you from?
Originally, I am from St. Joseph, Missouri, and then moved to Kansas City, Missouri, and then was in Houston, Kingwood, Texas. And now I'm in Oklahoma City.
Wow,
I'm a Midwestern girl through and through.
I see that.
Yeah.
And did you grow up with siblings?
Yes, I have a sister, Jennifer. She's 18 months younger than I am, and then I have two half brother, half sister, and they're in. Where are they? Josh is in Arizona. Jaylee's in Kansas City. We're all spread out all over, but yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Did
I'm the
you
oldest.
did you grow up like a creative kid, a creative soul?
Yeah, I guess so. I was always bossy. That was the word that would show up on my report card, bossy, and it pissed me off because I was like, no, I'm not bossy, I'm just me, and I just have always felt I'm extremely annoyingly feminist, and I didn't know that I was. That's just how I am. Like, I just never, like, that anything you can do I can do better, that I just came out that way. So I would fight a lot with boys, and I was a really great athlete, really great hand-eye coordination, and I could do anything. I didn't like to play sports. I know that's weird. But I was good at them. I could do anything, I still am really good physically. I can, when I first time I went surfing, I just popped up on the surfboard. I was like, this isn't too bad. Now the wave was this big, but still, if I got up. But my creative part of me I was always, strangely enough, recreating commercials in the mirror. I would practice Colgate toothpaste, Colgate toothpaste, Colgate toothpaste. I swear to God, I would say I understood those. I would give ABCs in the mirror at like 8 years old, not knowing that that's what I was doing. You know what I mean? Like, I loved commercials. And when I played Barbies, I had these big elaborate things. And so, yeah, there's always a weird way the creative part came out. And I think I was 12 when I did my first musical. That was Lil Abner.
Okay.
And
That
so,
was going to be my next question was
yeah, that's where it kind of became. And I'm a big energy person too. Like, I believe in energy in places. And so I have two stepdaughters, and neither one of them ever know, what am I going to do when I grow up? And I'm like, well, you're in your 20s, so it's time to figure it out, girls. But I always say, go to a place that your body, that you physically like to be in. You know what I mean? Like, for me,
Like Chuck E. Cheese?
I if I go into a garage, like if I go to get my car fixed, I want to die. I hate being in a garage. There's something, it just sucks the life right out of me. Like, I just want to lay down on the floor and fall asleep. The exact opposite is like if I go to a theater or a workshop, like even if it's just a room of creatives just sitting around. Of course, I miss being around people big time, because there was something electric. And I knew when I went to a play for Little Abner, and I walked in to audition, and I'm like 12 or whatever, it was for one of the townspeople, and I just knew, like, this is where I never want to leave this room. I want to be here for the rest of my life. And that's what I've always wanted to do. So I've always wanted to be an actor, and I, so there, yeah, I guess it's a long, there's your answer.
That's the answer we're looking for anyway.
Okay.
And so were any of your siblings kind of were they any creative at all, or were you just the oddball?
I don't remember. I'm a little older than my sister. We were very different. My sister is very sweet and nice, and she
Oh, come
I,
on.
I'm kind of a lot of person. I mean, I kind of am a lot of people, so I don't know, honestly. My sister was a more quiet soul. My brother and sister, the half brother and sister, they're quite a bit younger than I am, so I do remember my half sister Jaylee when I was in my late 20s, and I spent the night at her house. We had different moms anyway. But I went to spend the night with her because her mom wanted to go do something, and I offered to watch her, and she was 10 or whatever at the time, and she wanted me to take her to get corn tattooed on her knuckles. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. She was like, screw you. And I'm like, no, I am not going to take you to get corn tattooed on your knuckles. So I guess that's creative.
No,
So
that was good because they're not that great
she's
at band.
it makes her sound like a horrible person. She's actually a lovely lady, and she is a social worker. She works at the hospice. She's a kind, beautiful, beautiful soul. And it was, she was whatever. I don't know. Maybe she was 12 or 14. But anyway, so I guess that's the only other creative thing. But I was, I'm really self-centered, so I don't know.
You know, honesty is always the best policy.
Yeah, I was gonna ask,
Yeah.
do you have a problem with honesty at all? or-
No. Have you ever heard that joke about the guy at the job interview?
Oh, please do tell.
Yes.
Can I curse on this show?
Yes,
Of course you can.
we encourage it.
And I'll probably screw it up, but it's like you're at a job interview and the interviewer says, so tell me one of your worst attributes. And you say, well, I'm too honest. Some people say I'm too honest. And they say, well, I don't really consider that an attribute. And they're like, I don't give a fuck what you think.
Exactly. Yeah.
There you go. But boom.
It's the recipe for life.
Yes, it is. Okay, next question. Sorry.
That one's going in my repertoire.
I'm
there
writing
you
that
go.
one down.
That one down.
And did you have like and I know you said you were like in the mirror and you're emulating TV and commercials and that sort of thing. Was there any kind of a certain person or influence that kind of was like, I want to be like that person or
When I was that age, when I was doing that, everything in my life was about Farrah Fawcett. I wanted to be, look, kind of something going on with that today. I thought Farrah Fawcett hung the moon. I just loved Charlie's Angels.
Me
But
too.
as so I had quit, but as a older person, I'm just in awe of performances, really. When I see a performance, whether it's male or female, like right now, I have this huge, weird fascination with Matthew Rhys from The Americans. He's an actor. I think he's Welsh, I think. I listened for him. He plays a Russian playing an American, and he's Welsh. And I listened all 7 seasons for a little tell on his accent. Never
None.
once caught it. It was perfect
Yeah.
every time. I'm always amazed by stellar performances, whether it's, like I said, another person that I really like. I really thought that Benedict Cumberbatch in the Sherlock series was amazing. That was something that was kind of like, wow. But, yeah, as a kid, I'm going to have to say I got Farrah Fawcett, man. I just thought she was cool. I wanted to be her. Yeah, exactly.
They were huge when I was growing up for sure.
She was only on, what was it? I only think it was 1 season.
Yeah, and then
Never
she got
got over it.
replaced.
What
but
an
yeah,
impact
exactly.
that show made.
I know. Part of our culture. I mean, I learned to skateboard because there was an episode where she skateboarded. I broke my arm that way.
Nice.
But I was like, yeah. I started to play tennis because she played tennis in real life. I mean, yeah, I was practically stalking her from St. Joseph, Missouri. Do you all know Jean-Francois Donaldson?
I
Yes.
do. Shrek. I
Yeah.
do.
He is from St. Joseph as well.
Really?
He is my brother from another mother, although I could technically, chronologically be his mother.
We always pair up on those mock beer commercials, those Budweiser commercials. The real American Genius ones, those are so funny.
Oh, so good. Yeah. He's awesome. So yeah, he's from St. Joe too.
He'll be on the show.
Oh, yes, he
Oh,
will.
good. Tell him I said hello.
Because if not, I will tickle him.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem. It's fine to go off on these tangents. That's what this show is about.
Good.
But okay, so you Farrah Fawcett was your girl.
Yeah.
And you were a creative kid.
Yeah.
And so how did that turn into, wanting to be in acting or be in VO or that sort of thing? How did that transpire?
Well, so I did the musical.
Mhm.
I started, and we, then I moved to Kansas City and I continued to be in choir and swing choir. I did a lot of cheerleading and pom-pom. And that when I was in high school, I did several musicals. I was always, I get so mad because now I'm an older person. Now I can look back and see how afraid I was. I was totally content being in a choir, being in the background. I was always afraid to go forward and try out for the lead or try out for a role. Because I don't have a beautiful singing voice. I can carry a tune but I can sing very loud. So in choirs, it was perfect. I can carry, but I don't have this isn't me talk. It's not really a beautiful singing voice, but, and I can dance and all these things. So I just was content doing that, but I wanted more than anything to be an actor. And I was just too afraid. I just was too afraid. I had a good friend of mine who, he was a choreographer. I mean, he was a year older than me in high school, but he was the choreographer for most of the musicals I was in, and he used me as a muse. We would go to a dance studio and we would work out things together. And I had never taken a dancing lesson. We were too poor for me to take dancing, and that I was just kind of natural at it. And so we would go and work on these things. And when he graduated, he moved to New York and to go and be on Broadway, and he had some success there. He ended up getting an off-Broadway show with Hair and Driver. Anyway, he's in Vegas doing something with production right now, but I was just too afraid. I had friends but the irony, or I don't know if that's the right word, but so I didn't do anything. I went to college for a little while, and then I just got a job waiting tables and bartending, which in retrospect is like, you could have just been doing that and and trying to be an actor too. I mean, it wasn't like you were doing anything different. But I partied my ass off from like 18 to 28. So those 10 years, like the lost years of Heather. And it was fun. There were some fun times. There were some really not fun times. About 28, I decided to clean my act up, and it never occurred to me to look at acting. I needed to work outside of the service industry. When I decided to get sober, I needed to not work in that industry anymore because it's too hard. It really is too hard to do.
Yep.
I used to say, oh, I can do it. Sam Malone did it. It was like, that ain't a real person, you dummy.
13 years.
Sam Malone can do it. I can do it. But yeah, right. It didn't work that way. So I just got jobs where I could, and I found myself working as a paralegal, and that was
that's a hell of a switch.
Yeah, well, there's a piece of me, even though I'm a creative person, I'm really controlling. So I like to be in control, which is it's a demon I struggle with every day, because creative, it's hard to be in control in this business about certain things. But I'm very organized, and so it actually fed a piece of me that's wanted control and safety and organization. It was very soothing to me during some turbulent times. So I actually liked working in the legal realm, and actually was thinking about going to law school. And so, and then I met my husband. I ran a marathon, and met him through running, and then one thing led to another, and anyway.
I like how
It's
you
almost
rolled
like me and my wife, but I ran into her at a restaurant.
You're
So it's not similar at all. And we were gonna eat
no, you
dumplings
just
or
were doing
something.
some running.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We were probably walking too, so it has nothing to do with anything.
Well, and the weird thing is, so it's just funny how things kind of work out. It just takes its time. So, like we were talking about before the show, so Kendall and I got married, and I was in my 30s by then, deep in my 30s, and we decided to have a kid, and my son Kai, when I was 38, and my son was autistic. So I was working at this law firm, and I was kind of getting groomed to take a position that was going to be, a 6-figure salary. And I was going to, and it was like totally up my wheelhouse about organization. I was going to run the USPTO section for the trade. Anyway, it was for patent attorneys. And so I was in half the attorneys that worked there were on the spectrum. I mean, they're patent attorneys. How exciting is that? Not very. But I could tell all these people what to do. And it was like, I would have a little booth, and I, totally, today this is due and this is due. And there was a piece that I really liked. And then Kai got really, really, really sick. And he wasn't just sick with autism. He also had another disease called eosinophilic esophagitis. And so he was failing to thrive. And so I had to quit work because basically, the feminist in me I get resentful about this. But one, my husband makes more money than me, and or was making more money than me. And two, that I'm the woman, so that's what women do. So I had to quit work, and so that kind of led me where I wasn't working. And I was trying to in every scenario, because I like working. I like being around people. I like being in front of people. So, and I look back at my life of all the different things I did, because then I became an aerobics instructor. Every single thing, I almost always became a performer in some way. Like there was always something. For example, when I worked with the trade dress attorneys, with the intellectual property attorneys, for a big chunk of the time I worked there, I would put together presentations about without giving away who the client was, but there was shoes, and it was like our clients were trying to get as close to they could to the line of taking stealing the shoes without stealing the shoe. Anyway, I would give these presentations to both the clients and the attorneys, to the whole it was just and I look back and I go, wow. And the bar I worked at, there was a sunken thing, and it was kind of like I was in the round, it was like Heather in the round, and I'd get on the mic, and, it was just like, there was always something in some way, shape, or form. I would find myself in front of people performing. You couldn't beat it out of me, So yeah, my son was, see, by then I had my daughter, and I'm in Houston. The kids are in school. She's in kindergarten, and he's in school, and the house is unpacked. I'm sitting around, and I'm like, maybe I'll go back to acting. Like it just, because like I got time now.
A light bulb went on.
Yeah. Took an on-camera acting class in Houston by a gentleman named Deke Anderson. Really great class, such a great class. It was also when I found out how old I was. I was like, I went to this damn class, all these 18-year-old gorgeous people, and then it was the first time I'd seen myself on camera in years. I was like, holy crap, when did that happen? Hi. So anyway, and then we had long conversations about how to go forward in this. And he just said, I had a lot of, and you'll notice, I'm sure in this playback, I don't notice it until I watch myself later, how much I move, right? My face, I've got a rubber face, my body moves a lot, which is not good for on-camera acting. They don't like that. They just don't.
Fidgety
Like, they're always like,
people.
they need you to stay still. You're supposed to act with your eyes, not your hands or your mouth necessarily. So he was like, have you ever thought about voiceover? Swear to God. Anyway. And then,
That's right.
Off
That's
to the
right.
races.
It's like
Off
when
to the races.
they came to me and said, "You have the face for radio, boy.
Face for radio," which I think is a compliment.
You're kind are at? You're
What?
kind are in voiceover. You belong over here in this meadow.
Come over here with us.
With all the other one-horned unicorns. Yes, over here.
Exactly. So
we're a special
here
breed.
I am. I love it. I freaking love voiceover.
It's hard because when I tell people it's an incestuous business, they give me the what the hell you'd say? And I was like, obviously you don't know that there's more way to use the word. It's a very close-knit group. Why didn't you just say that? Because it's closer than a close-knit group, you smartass. I'm trying to tell you how much.
And it's also like it's the way I weed out the idiots from the non-idiots. So thank you for playing.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for playing. So yeah, that's my big long spiel on how I got in this deal.
Sweet. I have a question for you.
Oh, bring it.
Oh yeah. So tell us about someone who really affected your life, or a moment that really affected your life.
There's so many.
You can pick one. It's okay.
I know. I'm trying to think how do I whittle that down without getting too sappy? Because that's the problem with these kinds of questions. Then I start getting, and then I go to, it's like, oh, should I share that or not? But I don't know. I really don't know one moment or person because there's so many. I'm kind of a weirdo in that I do believe that, I know this sounds weird and hokey, sorry, but that we are not human beings having a spiritual experience, but what we're spiritual beings having a human experience. It's very deep.
I've heard that before.
That's what I believe in that. So you can have these moments of true like gravity and weight and anywhere with anybody, does that make sense? Like one of my favorite things that ever happened to me, and it was such a eye-opening moment. So this is just random, this popped in my head. So I like I said, I'm pretty mouthy. I always have been, just kind of drawn this way. Like I just quick like that. And it's gotten me into some trouble sometimes. And so when I was, trying to clean up my act, that was something that I was working on, was trying to be like a better citizen, so to speak. So I'm going to a grocery store and I'm getting in my car and I'm walking and I'm in a crosswalk and I start to go and this car stops. And are they going to stop? I don't know. Like, I don't know. They go on that deal, like, you don't know. So I decided to go and then she floored it and she almost hit me. And it was weird. And I don't think she meant to. And then she like yelled at me, like she drove off yelling. And I was so mad. I was like, should I get in my car and follow her and like beat her, or what should I do? I was so mad. I was Wolverine. I was like, if I could have hulked out, I'd have taken that car. But and this kid was doing the carts, he was pushing the carts, like the big long thing, and he saw the whole thing, and I was like, and he just looks at me and goes, what are you gonna do? Like, and I was like, it was that spiritual being talking to my spiritual being, like, just calm the F down, chica.
Yeah.
I just was like, and he's like, and I'm like 32 or whatever at the time. He's like 16, totally got it together. What are you going to do? And so that kind of became my mantra when I would start getting upset. I still do that a lot. What are you going to do?
It's true.
What are you going to do?
I mean, you can cry, you can
This
scream,
emoticon is like I should have been this instead of the Merlot.
Right.
Like that emoticon that does that. Mm-hmm. I do that all the time because it's like, especially today, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
We do what we can.
That's all you can do.
Anyway, how's that?
I mean, like I said, it's like you can waste energy.
Universal answer.
Right. Thank you. I didn't want to be too, there's the moments that when I got married or met my husband.
The depth of your being.
What?
How dare you show us the depth of your being?
Thank you. I won't ever do it again. The moment my children were born, that stuff. That was pretty great too. But what are you going to do
I like that one. That's a life lesson for sure.
It is a life lesson. Yeah. Okay, next question.
She's like, next, I'm running this interview. You ask me the next question, you do it now.
Well, she brought up bossy, so we don't have to bring up that. What makes you unique?
That's for sure.
It just comes out of me.
It'd be like, hey, who do you not want to stand on a cliff by? The pushy one.
The pushy one. That would be me. Yeah, I am bossy. I don't see it that way.
Yeah, but shit gets done. And that's one of
It
my
does.
next questions is, what type of music do you get shit done to?
Oh, man. Oh, dude. So I love Pantera, but right now it just depends on what I'm doing. How about that?
Jazzercise spirit.
So in the morning, on Sunday mornings, I make pancakes, and Sunday mornings I love to go down the 80s highway. And so I'll start with one, like maybe it's like all of a sudden I'll think of an 80s song, like, oh, Howard Jones, and I'll think of, one Howard Jones, No One's to Blame, boom. And I'll start playing that because I've got an Alexa. And I'll play that. And then it just goes into like, oh yeah. Next thing you know, I'm listening to like, some obscure thing that I haven't heard. And like,
Boingo.
Yeah. I mean, I love Boingo. I mean,
I don't know. I'm just,
it's like I'll be listening to something
Wham!
Crazy. Right. I don't really listen to Wham too much, but I did like, yeah, even as like, I mean, I am a woman, or I was, graduated in 87. So Wham was right up there with, what I was listening to. But I really liked the later George Michael stuff, when he did the, some of his solo stuff. I did like that.
Your father figure, push your
pretty voice. Yeah. But to get stuff like housework done and stuff like that, it's then a lot of times Foo Fighters. I love Foo, just jamming out.
Where in the hell did you leave the dustpan? Where in the hell did you leave the dustpan?
Queens of the Stone Age is really good too. I like that band a lot. So anyway, yeah, my son listens to heavy metal. He loves himself some heavy metal, so that's always fun. He listens to good music.
Sounds like a fun household.
Yeah, I think so. My daughter's obsessed with Hamilton, so I've been listening to a lot of Hamilton for like the last year.
Oh, yeah, my kids too.
Are they Hamilton people too?
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. I like Hamilton.
Can we go to Greece just for a minute and come back? Maybe Hairspray. Can we
do something different? Nope.
Oklahoma? Here we come.
Let's spread our wings.
Yeah. No, it does kind of get into your, and then we have a vernacular in our house. Like, we'll just like, I'll go, whatever. Like, I don't know. I won't do it because,
a vernacular. That's what you have when you don't want kids anymore, right? You go get a vernacular. When you don't want to have kids no more, you go get a vernacular.
It's in and out surgery, I think.
Anyway, okay, sorry. That's the music I like to listen to right now because, I waffle, but vacillate between. But I do kind of tend to go towards the harder stuff.
Nice.
Because it's, fun.
Because that's the attitude of taking control.
It is. Oh, and I'm a big Zumba person, so you had a little Latino accent there. I can get down with some salsa and cumbia too. So
this show is known for having Latino fun. Oh.
Okay, sorry.
All right, I'll turn it back to Steven.
Yeah, Smita gets everything back on the rails. That's what my job is.
I see how this goes. It's a good cop, bad cop kind of thing, isn't it?
It totally is on the
best
show.
Cop. Look at that sexy
You just
cop.
wait till Jen Henry's come. Anyway, so how did you get your first VO gig?
Oh, wow.
How did that come about?
I'm trying to think. My very first was an audiobook on the ACX. Good Lord, that was horrible. Horrible.
Is that ACX? Is that like railroad stuff?
No, it's the Amazon. It's their what do you call it? It's like where you can put your demo on, and there's auditions and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it's free, and there are paid per finished hour books, and you can start like 100 all the way up to, I think, to whatever you quote, I guess. And then there is for royalty share. So I thought, oh, I'll do some royalty shares. I'll just record a couple of these books and, I'll be making some money. I think I made like $47 off of the 2 audiobooks I did. One of them was an hour long. It's horrible. My VO wasn't too bad. I listened to it, but the second one was 7 hours long. And it actually, my performance, I actually still, I don't listen to it anymore, but I like a year after I finished the book, I listened to just a little bit. I was actually pretty surprised at how well I did. But here's the thing that sucked so bad. I didn't know anything about audio stuff. So I hand compressed it. Yeah. So I'm
squishing your head.
It.
I'm squishing your waveform.
I squished the head, and then I did know to normalize, but I did that by hand.
Wow.
7 hours of audio. And
no me gusta, man. No me gusta.
No, it's so but like my husband was like, it was like I went to grad school, and I became a because I was so desperate for a new way to do things. That's when I met Tim Tippett. I don't know if y'all know Tim.
I do.
Yeah. And so
extraordinaire.
The guru. But I bought his time with him, and we went through what he now has turned into a course. But we became very good friends. He's like I've never met him in person, but he's like a brother to me.
Oh, girl, he's a tall drink of water, and ooh, that voice.
I know. Right?
Hi, I'm Tim Tippett.
I know.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hello.
He's one of my favorite humans. He just really is. He's a hell of a guy. So he helped me understand, and then once I did that, I was like, oh, cool. And so now I play with stuff all the time, and it's keystrokes and no big deal. But it was right after I was on voice.com still. I'm still on that website, but I had never booked with them. I just got a membership, and I was, trying the auditions there, and like literally like hours after I finished Tim's course is when I got my first like real job. Anyway,
cool.
That's where I booked it from. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's no need
That's
to be
exciting.
It was exciting.
It's very exciting,
very exciting
to hear other people's stories about what they've done. This is very exciting.
I was thrilled.
Brought to you by the basement of the science building.
Yowza.
You're supposed to be keeping her on the tracks, man.
Dungeons and Dragons. I know. It's all terrible now. We've gone off the deep end.
What was your first crappy job, or did you have a crappy job?
I had millions of crappy
server
jobs.
job. Oh my God, I know that one taught you.
Yeah, service industry sucked, but I also loved it. I'm kind of it was gratifying because it's instant gratification. You go in, you leave with some money, and you don't take your work home with you.
Blow and go.
Trust me, I lived for 10 years. I worked 8 days a month as a bar back at a huge club.
That's a hard work.
It was over $1,000 cash a weekend, and that allowed me to not pay for babysitters.
Yep.
And living that life is ridiculous, but I get to be there all week with my kids. Hell, I'd do it again.
Yep, it's hard work, but it was good money. There wasn't much advancement, like there was, because I've waited tables, I've bartended, I've been a manager, I've been the line cook, I've been the expediter, I've been the janitor. I mean, I've done it all in the business, and I think, I really do believe it made me a better person. What they're just the people that I found myself surrounded with were people that I didn't normally hang out with, and then I started seeing people of all different, colors and sexual orientations and religions, and just different people that I was like, all of a sudden they're like my best friends. And it just made me see the world differently. And I became a more empathetic person.
It reminds me of that. What is that saying in the service industry? Everyone should at least spend a year in the service industry so they understand their ranch dressing isn't that effing important.
Right. And drive a motorcycle for a year. The whole world would be a better place if because we would be nicer in traffic. And if we all did some kind of service thing for a year, I think we would better be nicer people overall, not just, just because I don't understand that when people I don't have empathy. I don't understand it. And I think a lot of it is because they just haven't been exposed to different things. So, like my husband, he is a very nice man, but he gets so bent out of shape about and he is a restaurant person's nightmare. He tips well, but they earn it because that mother scratcher will drink some tea, and he will drink some tea, and everything has to be special ordered, because he doesn't like ketchup, and he doesn't like condiments. But he needs to exercise a barbecue. He's a pain in the ass, and he just like if we go through like a fast food thing, he gets kind of sounds like my grandpa Bob. He gets kind of pissy about it. Like, I can't believe they keep messing up my order. And I'm like, dude, first of all, that person is making less than $10 an hour probably. He could give two shits about your special order burger. One. Two, when you do something over and 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 over again, you get muscle memory. And it's hard to not put pickles on something that you put pickles on all day long. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
And when I tell him these things, he's like, and I'm thinking, because you know what? He never waited tables. He never, he worked hard. He grew up on a working farm. See, I'm talking about my man. I shouldn't be talking about my man. Let's get back to voiceover, Heather. but
Trey Mosley.
My point is, hello, Trey Mosley.
I love you, Trey.
My point is that I'm talking about him rather than, that way I can keep it specific, not talk about generalize a whole group of people. But if people had more empathy about the fact that it's hard to do those kinds of jobs, and that we should at least be kind if someone makes a mistake. That's all I'm saying.
At least the first time.
At least the first time.
Give somebody a chance to make it right.
Rich again.
Taste the soup. What's wrong with this soup? Where's the spoon?
You don't like it, the soup? You don't like it, the soup?
What the hell do you guys know?
Get out of here with your soup.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway. So did you have any coaching at all, or was that something that came? Listen,
thousands of dollars of coaching.
Thousands of dollars.
I have worked with everybody.
Okay. So when you say everybody, you mean Everett Oliver?
I have worked with Everett. I have worked with Nancy Wolfson. I have worked with Dave Walsh. I have worked with J. Michael Collins. I have worked with Ann Ganguza. I have worked with, let's see, who else? I mean, and I got something from all of them. But what I have always been looking for is a magic bullet. I want someone to say, listen, I'm just being honest. I want someone to go, oh my Lord, you're God's gift to voiceover, Heather. Here's a contract for a zillion
It's Heather Blanc.
And no one has done that.
That's a damn shame.
$1 million.
I know, right?
It's like they don't even know their head from the hole in their ass.
I know.
Or is it a hole for a head in the ass and a tree of hell, I don't know.
But anyway,
Bless
I have
their
learned
heart.
so much. I really have learned a lot from all of them. And it's, none of it, in my opinion, is counterintuitive to what the other ones say. It's just a different way of saying things. For me, as of late, so in the beginning, when I very first started voiceover, there was a naturalness to me, because I've listened to old auditions. I don't save them all, of course, but I have listened to old ones just because I like to see. But old auditions, I'm missing some of the technical prowess as far as just understanding copy, like commercial copy, like series of lists and things like that. But there was
NBC.
Right, 1, 2, 4. But there was a naturalness to my reads that I kind of almost trained out of me. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
And so now I'm trying to find that again, but with all the technical stuff that I know, but I have to be so pulled back now. And as you can probably tell, I'm not a naturally pulled back person.
What?
I know. So there was so I'm kind of in a weird training thing. So yeah, I've been working with, but a lot of the training I do now is actually with promo work, because that's what I want to do. That's what I really want to do when I grow up. And so that's completely different than commercial copy. You know, I'm just learning all that stuff. And I'll always be in training. I like training. It's expensive, but I like it.
Yeah.
I love being in front of, I worked with Jody Gottlieb not too long ago. She about made me cry. I love working with her. I worked with Elaine Craig a couple of months ago. She was fantastic. I've worked with Marilyn Wissner. I mean, I'm telling you, I have worked with
phenomenal.
She's fantastic.
Oh,
and she was so complimentary. She just, but she, you know, and all, like I said, nobody has said anything that was like, that's not what they said. It all kind of works together. And so I'm grateful for it. I still do workshops. I did a workshop on video game trailers, which was so much fun. Oh. Yeah, I you know, I wish I lived.
Who did you study with that?
That was, well, Britt Allen Hagel was the moderator basically, and it was Sean Burst. He's actually a video game editor. He makes the video game trailers. Oh. So he does the directing, and so he was just telling us what they look for in auditions and how to audition, and then went through some performances, and it was super, super fun. And he was a really great director. Like, he really knew the nuances of it, and we played with timing and building worlds, you know, because you know how that is when you get auditions, especially video game kind of stuff. They give you some background, but the rest is up to you to kind of make the worlds. And that's my favorite part about voiceover, is making, you know, like I have a towel in my office, like, and then like I use it for props. You know, when I get a chance to do something like that. So
whatever helps your character, right?
Yeah, it's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah,
is to do is to play, and you know, and I like promo, because promo, I can lean into that announcer girl a little bit, that everyone can go, no announcer. I'm like, I can't help it. I want to announce. I need to announce something. And so they say, no more announcer. And I say, no.
I want the announcer.
I want to announce.
Look over there. And now
ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to announce. A couple of months ago, I did a VO workshop, VO mastery with Randy Thomas.
Ooh, and she's awesome.
Oh, she's so great.
She's so elegant. Like, she just walks.
She is, and she's so cool. Like, she's a very cool lady.
She doesn't even. Really does she even walk? Doesn't she like?
I know. I think she just floats or glides to things.
She's got grace. She's got that. She's got style. She's got that.
She is so cool. And here was the thing. Like, it was really one of my highlights of my career. And I mean, so it was promo. And she gave up the copy, and one of it was from one of the Academy Awards. Ooh. And you know, she's the voice of, and she's been a really, you know, she's been so generous with her time with me, and she told me, like, anytime you ever need anything, she's just been a really great woman. And so, but she handed out the copy, and I was like, I'm gonna read this, because I saw this Academy Awards. I remember hearing those words. I've known who she is forever. Right. And so to read the actual lines from the Academy Awards in front of the woman that actually does it was pretty cool.
Not intimidating at all.
You know, she's so nice. It wasn't. You would think it would be, but it wasn't, because she was very complimentary. I'm thinking I could never, I don't say never say never, but I be able to do live announce like that. Dang.
Pressure. Wow.
That's some ice cold stuff running through those veins.
That's true.
I'd be panicking.
Nerves of steel.
Oh,
and now we have Whoopi Goldberg.
Now we have Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah, I'd be mispronouncing everyone's name. Anyway, she was really great. But that was really a fun thing. So yeah, I do now a lot of workshops. I did a trailer workshop with this gentleman named Richard Redfield, who owns Open Road Trailers. That was fun. Just to really read trailers. I know the women we don't really do it yet, but yet, like I said, I am an annoying feminist, and I'm not anti-man. That is not the same thing. I love me some men.
You will be the first one. I know it.
Well, there already been women, but the big one, the first one that I know of that kind of was Melissa Disney. She did the for Gone in 60 Seconds with Angelina Jolie, but that's been a long time ago. Like, where are the chicks?
Truth. That's true.
And I can rumble. I can do a rumble.
I know you can.
I can do a rumble.
Get ready.
I can do it. And I'm ready. She ready.
She's ready to rumble.
She ready.
Y'all don't want none of this, or you do want some, but you don't want none in that way, but you do want some. Trust me, you do.
She ready.
What he
Thank
said.
you.
That's what he said.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell me some of your people you've done VO for?
You mean like clients?
Sure, why not? Let's go with clients.
Well, let's see. I was just talking to someone about some of my favorite stuff. Who was asking me about this the other day? I can't remember. One of my favorite things I've done was I've worked with this director named Benjamin Howdeshell. He's a up and coming director. He's actually kind of hangs out in the horror genre. And I've worked with him on 2 things, and I recorded something for him not very long ago, and it was for like a promo trailer thing. I haven't seen it yet. A lot of times I'll do the audio for his things, and I have no idea, and then he'll send me the project, and I'm like, cool, what? So that was like so much fun. I did the Alien Mothership voice for Alien Harvest, which was a little short film that was signed off on by Ridley Scott. Like, I had to actually sign documents from Scott. Like, he had to okay my voice because Ben was like, yeah, so, we love the stuff we put in there. I just have to make sure that Ridley's cool with the voice. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, you have Ridley call me when we're going to do lunch.
And the show's over. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, that's it. I won. But and that was fun. So that was on the Alien 40th anniversary Blu-ray. It's just a little short. It's just me in the background going,
I think I've seen
5, 4. It's not it's not that big a deal. But
Have
I
you
didn't
heard
know
this woman count?
You can count, alien tissue detected, that voice, which was really fun.
Yeah.
I wish I could talk like that all day long.
Right.
And then I also worked with him on and this was like, once again, not a big deal, but the project was cool. It was this band called the Parcells, and the song's called With or Without, and Mila Jovovich, is that how you say her name? Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
Jovovich. She was the antagonist, I don't know. And it was like a horror music video on the 911 call when she's like, you can hear this, hello, 911. That's me.
Nice.
So that was kind of cool.
I think I know exactly. I think I've seen that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's on my, it's on my,
no, but
you have to watch like 12 minutes of anything to hear me. But I have a lot of international clients. I do a lot of work for Germany, lots of different things like that. Best Western TiVo, off the top of my head, Circle K, and I don't know, I can't, it's all on my website. It's just, I just did my first video game, like actual character in a video game. I've done video game trailers. Let's see one else. It's called I don't know if I can, I can't remember if I signed an NDA on that video game.
Yeah, so maybe not mention it.
Before I say it, I better be quiet.
Yeah.
We don't have time for me to look it up.
Have you done any motion capture?
No, I'm in Oklahoma.
I'm just curious.
I would, though, in a heartbeat, because I think I've thought about that a lot, because if they need someone about some old ass to do that, I could do that. But I am physically, like I said in the beginning, I am pretty coordinated.
That's why I asked you. So
yeah, I can't do flips or anything like that, but I can. Can you do some flips? Mm-hmm.
No, but I can do splits.
You can do the splits.
He can. He really can.
They need a
It's frightening
cheerleader.
to people. And then there's a joke that comes after that Armin just loves.
Right. Well, he did that at Via Atlanta last time. He did
What?
the splits in front of everybody.
I'll do a split, and then I'll tell them I can do a double backflip, and I'll back them all up into a circle. And then they'll be
And
waiting.
then they're all
patiently.
standing there waiting, and he goes, I can't do that. What are you,
No
crazy?
shit.
But because they see me do a
Psych.
split, they're all
Right.
backing up like, holy shit.
They're like, wow, let's check this out. He's going to do it. I
That's
know it.
awesome. Like, nope.
You're like, you bunch of jackasses.
They believe anything.
Reality.
They're so gullible.
Who needs reality?
Yeah.
Totally.
So no, I do, a lot of B2B business things like for SAP and things like that, NTT data. I don't know, that kind of stuff. Nothing too exciting, really.
So you're
but
really not a long form person. You don't really like to do the
No.
long audiobooks and all that craziness, right?
I wish I could. I have done long form, and it's so lucrative, and I wish that I were more, I just wish I could do them.
Because you seem so organized that would seem like that would.
Yeah.
be
Oh no, I
something
could do them. I
Yeah.
mean, like there's, as far as the whole, deal, I just get bored, and then I get, I don't know, like I may be on the spectrum. I just kind of thinking that maybe I'm on the spectrum too. I like to move on to the next thing. Like
You get
That's what I-
discomplacent really quick.
yeah, like, okay, I want to be done with this. I want to be done with this.
You're like, ooh,
And-
something shiny. Ooh,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm done. I'm
Something
done. I'm done.
Yeah.
And so that is, something that, with audiobooks, it's too long. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing but the utmost respect for people that do them. I'm in awe of people that do long form narration on a regular basis. I think
our next guest is Kurt Bonham. So
Oh, there you go.
if you know Kurt, that's all he does.
And
Look
it's
after him,
just,
look after him.
and I'm sure he makes a killer living doing so. And, that's great. And it's, but I've had people say you should do them because you got a voice that you could do it.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. I have a raspy voice, and that, after 2 or 3 hours of talking, I have to stop talking.
Yeah. No, I got that.
I don't have the, Teflon.
Tenacity.
I don't. My voice gets a little tired, but I do, and I love radio imaging. Whoo,
Yeah, you're really good at that.
I love radio. If I could do radio imaging, like that's just, someone would just say, here for us, I would have so much. The people in radio are hilarious by and large. They're kind of like bar people.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like they have the same, there's
Just
like
looking to have a good time.
they are, and they're, and not everybody, and I'll stereotype a whole group of people, but they tend to be like not so politically correct.
Not
less-
so whatsoever.
Okay, you said it, not me. But it's a less corporate attitude. Right. I'll just be it that way.
2 o'clock in the
Okay.
morning, running around naked in spandex, and
And the
doing
things that,
shots of fireball on fire and stuff. Yeah.
And the stuff that they want you to do, that they're cool with you doing with the copy. They send you copy, and then they like at least the people I work with like it when you screw up and fuck, hold on, and like half the time they'll put, not half the time, but sometimes you'll hear that stuff and they'll beep out the F part, but they'll play the others, and you're like, that was not what you just did. But they like that stuff. Or when you make a comment about the line and you add to it, or you take it a different way or whatever. That's
not the first time I've heard that, so that's
right. It's not, and then they really do encourage it. They
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Or in a corporate situation, when you go like do a commercial, and you've got, oh, hi, this is Sue in Cincinnati, and it's Bill, and you have the whole people all over the country that are all coming in, and it's very, I don't know, what do you think, Sue? Can we do it this time? Instead of the word of, could you say and? Like it's very precise. It's a total different thing. So it's like I get radio copy. I'm like, yeah, I'll be in my booth playing around for a little while, and you just, and you get to send it. You don't have to worry about editing, and you
have fun with it.
Yeah, you have a lot of fun, and I love it. That's one of my favorite things to do too. I mean, I guess I like it all, don't I? Except for long form narration.
Well, that's the beautiful part of VO is there's so many aspects of it. You know,
I know.
You can kind of pick
A
your
little something for
direction.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I charge a lot per hour for finished hour for long form narration.
I
Charge a
bet you
lot.
do. I bet you do.
I get it sometimes. I'm like, God damn. My husband's like, what?
My
Get in
voice
there,
only
woman.
my voice will only last 2 hours, so you better hurry up.
I'm like, I gotta go to my booth. I'm just kidding. Do anybody wants to hire me for long form narration? I'm just kidding. I'll do it.
Just not discouraging long form.
I'm just kidding. I
You're
love
putting that
your
out there.
script so much.
You will send the work and you will
You
send
will
it
send the
now.
work.
You will do it now.
And you will like it. Do it. Anyway.
Is there anything that you have to say to anyone starting out in the business?
Oh my
Do
God.
you have any tips?
Run away.
Run away. And
Yeah, right. So one of the things that I would go back and tell me, because I think everybody's different. I really do. And
True.
You know, in the beginning, I didn't get into voiceover necessarily because I thought I had a great voice. I knew my voice was different. Does that make sense? And the rasp and the like lower ends of it that kind of fleckle in or whatever. I knew it was a little different than what I would hear from anyone else. That would be the thing to like not play with. Like, don't lean into that. Just lean into telling the story. And for me, I would have said, read every single thing you can get your hands on out loud. Just read and record, read and record, read and record, read and record. And I wouldn't have trained for a while first before I went out and tried to start getting work. I would have waited a little bit longer because I think I missed a lot of great opportunities by not being ready. And I don't mean like training the heck out of myself and all this other stuff and spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a demo. I mean, just getting that confidence and knowing, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. You know, oh my God, I was so lost and scared. And confidence is a big, giant piece of this game. It's that, at least that's the way I look at it, because, you know, my first directed session, and I'm not a shy person. I'm, like I said, I've always been a performer. I could get out and do Thriller for you if I had room in here, but you know, I just don't, I'm not shy. I wasn't put together that way. But I tell you what, because I was so afraid of my abilities that the first directed session, I had to sit down for a few minutes because I thought I was going to faint. I was so scared.
Wow.
I knew I was over my head, that I couldn't recreate what I had went and got a demo by someone, and this person, he did a great job. I hadn't taken any training, and it was real. Like I really voiced him, and it wasn't too Frankenstein-y, but he had to coach me into every single read, and I couldn't recreate it necessarily or hold or sustain it. So when they said, we really like the third read or whatever, I was like, how do I do that? Like, I don't know. I can't remember what I did to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just got so scared. And so, like, what I mean by read and record is like, just record what you sound like in a phone call when you're talking to your mom, as opposed to talking to your best friend, as opposed to talking to your husband, as opposed to talking to your child. You know, all these are all different pieces of the way I speak. You know, talking, just reading things. What do you sound like when you just read? Don't put anything in it. Just freaking read. What does it sound like when you just read? Now act it. Are you mad? Are you sad? Are you, like, just playing with the instrument, which is my voice. And instead, I went right into training. You know, I got the demo, and then I realized, oh my God, I can't recreate anything on this demo. So then I needed some training, and I went back and I had to start doing training. And then it was like I had no confidence. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I sounded like. And I lost a lot of clients actually in the beginning, in the first 6 months or whatever, because I was so bad.
Yeah. You didn't know how to handle it. You didn't know how to.
I didn't know how. So that, you know, through attrition, they'd probably be gone anyway by now, but you never know. Yeah, I just would have told myself to just give yourself 6 months, read everything you can get your hands on, transcribe commercial copy, look at retail copy. Maybe that would be a good place to start. And retail, yell and sell it. Who cares? Go for it. What do you sound like when you do this? What do you sound like when you do that? And then I would have a better grasp on who I was as what kind of point of view that I had to offer. Because I'm just learning some of that stuff now. People tell me about celebrity prototypes. I know, I'm sure you guys have been told who your prototypes are. Have you?
Yeah, they're always like, you look like Hector Montoya with 6 fingers. And or Brad Pitt. I get a lot of Brad Pitt.
You get a lot of that?
A lot. Or Matthew McConaughey. They look at me and they're like, all right.
Matthew? Matt?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Matt?
Is that you?
Is that you, Matt? Matt, you look great. Yeah, no, but you know what I'm saying? Like but that people will go, oh, this is where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
right.
Really? I don't hear that at all. Now I'm like, oh, I see where y'all going with this. I get it. And the truth is no one really sounds like me. It's their attitude that I'm starting to understand. Like, that's what they mean by that. It's not a voice match.
Right.
We all have our little personalities. It's a branding thing. It's a tonitude. And a lot of that. Yeah.
Tonitude.
It's tonitude.
Tonitude.
You heard it here first. You got to have tonitude.
Tonitude.
I like it. Tonitude. That's what it is. It's tonitude. So yeah, until I figured that stuff out.
We'll be copywriting that shortly.
Do it, TM. I can help you with that because I know my way around the USPTO.
That's right, the patent office.
We could do it. I could do that for you.
Well, I have a question for you.
All right.
It's like a non-interesting question, but it's informative to me because I care. What's your comfort food? Your comfort drink? Like what's like, no matter what, bring you down a little bit, make you feel at home.
So my favorite thing I would say it's my if I were ever on death row, I already know what I would have to eat. So I would start with some jalapeno poppers. Then I would have a pizza with Canadian bacon and jalapenos on it. I'm a spicy gal. Then you got to top it off with some chocolate ice cream and some pecans and some chocolate sauce.
Damn.
I know. That's what I was like. That's my death row meal.
That's a fantastical gastronomical anomaly.
I know. And so I've been on a diet since July. So I haven't been able to eat any of that
Quarantine confinement.
Yeah, well, I gained 10 pounds like in March, like between March 15th and March 20th, because I was like, God damn, what's happening, oh my Lord. And just basically, instead of sticking my head in the oven, but I decided to just bake everything in the oven and just eat it. I mean, I was scared. Like, oh my Lord. And the world's really Tom Hanks. Not Tom Hanks.
Yeah, it used to be like if a nun punched Tom Hanks and be like, what the hell did the nun do?
Yeah, nun, what's up with you? So yeah, then I had to go on a diet. And then I went on a diet. So I hadn't had any ice cream since July.
Oh Lord.
I know. I had pizza, but I had to do special crust. Anyway, that's boring. No one wants to talk about your diet, Heather. Let's talk about CrossFit and being a vegan.
Oh, yeah, because I'm a CrossFit guy. I'm CrossFitting these pieces of pizza in my mouth.
Right. No, but I'm neither one of those things because I don't do CrossFit. I think that sounds like a fun thing to do, but yeah, no, that's not for me. And
I think if I showed up, they would try to bro me away. Bro, do you even lift, bro? Hey, bro. Bro, you ever thought of doing cardio? I'm here, right, Dick?
I'm here. You know what I did start doing this year, which was a big crash because I can't do it now because of, COVID. But I started playing pickleball. That is an old lady sport.
The hell is that?
Oh my God, right? It is a cross between badminton and tennis and like ping pong. And so it's you use these little paddles and the court's smaller. And I was getting my ass schooled by these women who were like 80. They're like, and putting spin on it and shit. I was like having so much fun learning pickleball.
That'll be the last time you talk shit, Ethel.
Oh my God. For reals. Some of these women were like,
you're going down.
I'm all like, you know, I'm hopping from here to here and doing all this stuff. And they're just like, you're an idiot.
You're catching a beat.
You know, I'm like, go with that ball go.
Awesome.
Pickleball was really fun. So I'm looking forward to that at some point. Hopefully you know, when the world.
You heard it here first, folks. The reemergence of pickleball started here.
Pickleball. You've heard it before. If you haven't.
The quarantine favorite.
It was really fun. So yeah, that's it. Comfort is, that's it. I've been watching a lot of good TV.
Sweet.
You know? Yeah.
Ooh, there's a bunch of good shows out right now.
There are a lot of good shows out right now.
Boys,
did you guys watch Lovecraft Country?
Utopia.
Utopia's good.
John Cusack.
What is?
John Cusack, Rainn Wilson.
Oh, I know. So I have like 2 episodes left.
Steven doesn't watch TV.
Who doesn't?
Steven does not watch.
You don't watch TV. You're like do all smart things. You're all playing your million guitars back there.
I've been there. If you walk out of that room for 10 minutes, when you walk back in, he's holding a guitar in each hand, playing it off of his hips on each one. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, he's like,
that is quite the rack you got there.
That's what all
the most rack I've ever.
That's what she said.
In life, right?
What?
He's got the most impressive rack I've ever seen.
Da, 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 da.
You big, beautiful, bald bastard.
Are those like headsets behind there?
Those are headphones.
Like 30.
Wow.
I love headphones. I have lots and lots.
What's your favorite ones? What are your favorites?
Right now, these are kind of my favorites.
What are they?
These are the Hi-Fi Man HE400Is. These are planar magnetic headphones.
Are they really expensive?
They're not really expensive, but they're totally open. So when you put them on, it's like you still hear the room. So they're no good for VO or anything like that. But
no, they're not. What are your favorite VO ones? And send me the link.
Oh.
Mine are falling apart. They're like so gross. They're falling. I just have these old,
I'll show you exactly what I use.
Okay, because I that's what I'm getting myself for Christmas. I do my own Christmas shopping too. My husband doesn't do. One time, I was 9 months pregnant.
What everybody else uses, the DT770 Pro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody uses these. So.
Yeah. I'm writing it down.
Fire dynamic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had those in a cart somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it was. If I'm at Sweetwater or where I'm at, but they're in a cart somewhere with my name on them.
No, they're great because they're super flat and.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
I have to because I need a new and
And they're super comfy too. You can wear them for a long time.
Yeah, because I do. Yeah, I have to buy my own Christmas presents because my husband is a horrible gift giver. He's sweet. He's thoughtful, but not really.
My woman buys a lot of stuff for her and says, "You're going to give this stuff to me." And I say, "Perfect, honey. I'm glad I got those things for you."
I buy that. That's why I have it. My Christmas gifts from Kindle to me, and he's fine with it. It's it works. I swear to God, I don't care. I mean, one time I was 9 months pregnant, and he bought me, I'm not kidding, a Kelly green tracksuit. It zipped a tracksuit.
Let me guess. Farrah Fawcett had one in 1978.
Hers was red. It's true. I didn't remember that. I'm seeing it in my mind's eye. So yeah,
I look good in green. You can just send it down here. I got a big bump.
You look great in green.
Oh, I wear maternity. I'm on my 47th trimester.
No, you guys, this wasn't maternity. This was
I
a
understand.
Regular tracksuit.
Yeah.
I had to put it over, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? So anyway, yeah. So from that point on, I pretty much have been buying my own gifts. That's all good.
It was the green tracksuit that did it. I get it.
It's all good.
Kelly green, not just green. Kelly
Frog
green.
here.
You like that kind of green?
Kermit the Frog here.
That's a green guitar, right?
We love your guitar. Your guitar is great. Miss Man, it's been a pleasure having you on.
It's
not
been great
easy
being
being
here.
green.
Oh man, such
You're
a
crazy,
pleasure.
man.
Thank you, Heather.
You crazy. Thank you, guys. It's been fun. I don't feel like did we talk about VO at all?
I think
Yeah,
so.
we did. And before I let you go,
Yeah.
young lady,
Yeah.
why don't you tell everyone out there in VO Stereo Land where they can find you, where they can access your
wow.
demos, all that fun stuff. Oh yeah, we got you on the
Oh yeah, it's a pitch. I can announce. You can find me at heatherfostervoice.com. All my demos are downloadable. All my contact information can be found there. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that's heatherfostervoice.com.
Ooh, that's awesome. Now do one radio image style, because that is so awesome. When you do your radio imaging, give me
which
a
one?
radio
Rock
image.
Station?
Yes.
Yeah, Rock Station.
You can find me at heatherfostervoice.com. How's that?
Hey.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I was kidding.
Fuck yeah, America. Fuck yeah, coming to save the day. Well, everyone, thank you for coming to another episode of VO in Stereo. As normal, I'm your host, Jared Breshers, with
Stephen Coghill.
And we want to thank you so much, Miss Foster.
Thank you. I had a blast, guys.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us.
Till next time, people.
Till next time.